Hi yogis, great to see you all again. It is day 25 of your 30-day yoga challenge. And as we move into the final stretch of your challenge, I wanted to offer up some love for the lower back. The lower back is an area that for many people can be sensitive. In fact, lower back injury is quite common. So in today's practice, we'll be doing various movements for the hips. So trying to release a buildup of tension in the muscles of the outer hips, outer thighs, as well as the inner groins, and also a touch of core work. So core work, very much, or when we think about the core, it isn't just the superficial abdominals, as we had mentioned or covered in our core class some weeks ago, but it also includes the lower back. So in strengthening the core, we support any load or any pressure that we place in the lower back. Without further ado, let's go ahead and lie down on our backs. You're going to bring your feet towards the front. So let's first come into constructive rest. That means your knees are bent, the feet are close to mat's width, and the knees fall together. Now, if your knees don't touch, then you can walk the feet a little bit closer together, but having the inner legs touching allows a feeling of width or space across the low back, which can help to relax the lower back. Go ahead, close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Feel your low back heavy, exhale. Very consciously expand the space behind the belly. Inhale. Relax the body. Exhale. Take one more long breath. Open your mouth, breathe out. And then walk step the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to widen. Coming into a reclined bound angle pose or Supta Barakunasana. Notice that this pose moves into the natural curve of the lumbar spine. Keep your thighs mostly relaxed, and we'll just stay here for one more exhalation. Let both of your knees straighten to the floor. Draw your right thigh in towards the chest and interlock the fingers on the shin. Very gently draw the thigh in towards your body and press the thigh down. Use your left hand to guide your knee over to the left. And then we're going to open our chest, reach the right arm out towards the side. Have your palm facing the ceiling. Inhale into the back of your body. Exhale, right thigh heavy. You think of drawing the breath down into the lower back. Again, inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Place your right foot on the floor. Place your left foot on the floor so the feet are hips distance apart. And then just let your hands meet the front of the thighs. And then let your feet, both of them, lift just a few centimeters. Bring your feet down. Right leg to the ground, left thigh into the chest. Your hands meet the shin and you pull in with your thigh. Squeeze. Okay, right hand guides your knee over to the right. Open the chest with your left arm out. The chin is towards your left shoulder. But as we did with the first side, really think of bringing the breath down your spine into the low back so that the inhalation helps to widen the low back. We'll come back to center. Hands on the shin, pull in. Left foot on the floor, right foot on the floor, and then again, place both palms to rest on top of your thighs. Almost create a little pressure, and then let your feet lift slightly from the earth. So the feet are just hovering above your mat. Lower the feet, left leg straight, right knee to the chest, hands on shins, squeeze. And then bring your right foot up into the sky. Interlock the fingers on your hamstrings or the calf. In fact, if you have a strap, grab it and place the strap around the sole of your foot. Should have mentioned that at the start of class. Now keep your right leg mostly straight. Inhale. Exhale, bend your arms and pull the right leg towards you, but keep your left heel pressing into the floor. And you may not even see your left thigh, but ground the inner left thigh. Release the strap, bend your right knee, squeeze the thigh in towards you. And then release right leg, left thigh in. Just take a moment to squeeze the thigh. And then left heel reaches up. Take the strap, wrap it around the ball of the foot or the arch of the foot. Pushing the foot up into the strap, breathe in. Exhale, bend your arms and gently draw the leg towards you. So the leg is mostly straight and your bottom leg, press it actively into the floor. The right heel pushing down, inner right thigh pushing down. So very much imagine you're splitting the legs. Your legs are splitting apart here. Pull as you exhale. Remove the strap. Bend your left knee again. Hug the thigh in towards you. And then release your left leg to the floor. Let's find happy baby pose for a couple of breaths. Now I should say that there might be some of you at home who are unable to reach for the feet, or you have some low back sensitivity and reaching for the feet causes some discomfort. Then hold onto the back of the knees and pull down. Or if you do have a strap that's handy, you can place it across the balls of the feet or the arches of the feet and just like the shape of happy baby, pulling down. Visualize the tip of your spine, the tailbone, and think of it coiling or unwrapping towards the floor, unraveling towards the mat, reaching towards the front space. Release your hands or the strap. Place both of your feet on the floor. And then let's roll onto either side and make our way up to downward facing dog. Step your feet a little wider in your down dog. And then feel the space of your inner thighs and draw apart even more. Look forward at your hands and take your hands to the underneath the edges of the mat so the fingers go under and your thumbs are on top. And imagine that you're pulling the mat out from underneath the feet as you continue to push your thighs back even more. Take one more breath. Lower your knees and keep them wide as we come into a child's pose. If your head doesn't touch the floor, stack one fist on top of the other and forehead resting on the fists. come into downward dog. Look forward, and with your right foot, step to the right of your baby finger. Lower your left knee down. Come to the fingertips, or you can have your hands flat for sure. Maybe let your left knee move back a little bit more. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, feel that you can bend deeper into your right leg. Feel the front of your hips moving forward. So really feel like you're actually pulling the pelvis forward, but simultaneously push the left thigh bone back. Stay grounded through the ball of your right foot. Both of your hands flat, go to down dog. And take one full breath. Look forward, and with the left foot, step to the left of your baby finger. As your right knee meets the floor, move it back also. Just see if you can slide it back a couple of centimeters. Hands flat, or come to the tips of your fingers, lengthen the spine. So feel like your ribs move away from the pelvis. And exhale, actively draw the front of your pelvis to the front of your mat, but push the inner right thigh back. Allow the ball of your left foot to stay grounded on the floor. Get the right thigh to push back while the hips drag forward. Keep your tailbone lengthening down. And then with your hands flat, down dog. Take the feet almost the distance of the mat. Just make sure they're a little wider than your hips. Push back through your thighs and feel the inner thighs press apart. And then try to feel to the bottom fold of your buttocks. Draw that higher and keep hugging it through the navel. Let's come towards plank. Inhale. And stay in the plank pose. So make sure that your hips aren't dropping. Okay, so as the hips drop towards the floor, that can place a bit of pressure on the low back. Not entirely a bad thing, but you just want to get out of that habit, especially if you have low back sensitivity. And then bend your right knee slightly, lift the foot, and see if you can place it on top of your left ankle, or at least the back of the ankle. Release your right foot on the floor, slight bend of your left knee, lift the foot and place it on top of your right ankle. As you exhale, draw up and in through the stomach. Place your left foot where it was, downward dog. And then bring your right leg towards a pigeon pose. So your shin bone moves towards the front of your mat. And it's going to be on an angle of some kind. Okay, the angle itself will really depend on your body. If you feel like there's too much pressure on your right knee, take this foot and pull it closer towards you. Inhale, lift the chest. And as you exhale, lower down to the forearms. You are welcome to come down onto your head. Take an exhale here. Place your hands on your mat, lift the chest. Lean onto the right hip with your left leg, bring it out in front of you. So we're gonna have our left leg forward. We're gonna keep the knee slightly bent. The sole of our right foot is towards the inner leg. Inhale, lift the chest. And as you exhale, grab your foot. Okay, if you can't reach the foot with your knee bent, use your strap. And then inhale, lengthen the spine. So really draw up through your armpits. Exhale, bend your elbows and really feel connected. Feel your stomach connect with your thigh. If you can keep holding the foot and straighten the leg a little bit more, I invite you to do so, but it isn't necessary. Tilt your pelvis like like the flesh of your bum is moving back. And just bend your elbows a little bit deeper, stomach towards the thigh. Last exhalation here. Release your hands, sit up tall, and we'll keep the left leg forward, lift your right knee, and then with the foot, just step it to the left of your leg, right hand behind your back, and let's stretch our left arm towards the sky. So as this lifts, lengthen your spine, and as an option, or your first option is to take your arm around the leg to twist. There's going to be some of you who can hook the elbow outside of the thigh, and yeah, maybe you'll do that. But draw up through the low back. Exhale, open your chest to the right. And then we'll release slowly the twist. You can cross your legs with your hands coming over the knees, downward dog. Remember that the feet are a little bit wider than the shoulders, almost the distance of your mat. Pull the inner thighs apart, lift the tailbone, and draw back through your thighs. And here we'll bring our left knee towards the pigeon pose. And so just really feel right away, if there's some pressure in your left knee, take your foot and instead of trying to move it towards the front of the mat, rather pull it closer towards your hips. And if it's more helpful for you to bring the knee forward, then do that. Otherwise, move the thigh to the left. Lift the spine and lower down into your forearms or your elbows. Some of you might come down into the head. And just very gently pull the left thigh back, as though you can move the left thigh away from the calf. And just stay there, breathing down the spine. As we did earlier, widen your low back. Okay, walk your hands towards the leg, lift the chest, and then lean onto your left hip. Swing your right leg forward. And then the knee, starting with the knee bent, is just very helpful for some of you to be able to reach for the foot. Remember that you do have a strap. We're going to lift the chest, reach the hands to the foot. Okay, inhale, find a bit more length. So draw the armpits away from the hips. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows. Okay, really feel that at the very least, your stomach is against the thigh. And then for some of you who can, go ahead and maybe straighten the right leg a bit further. If you feel like there's pressure in the low back, then do keep the knee bent. Remember that we are trying to nourish the low back, offer it some love today. Tilt the pelvis so the flesh of your bum is moving back. Stay here, one more breath. Bend your elbows. And then release the foot. Sit nice and tall. So the right leg remains straight. We lift the left knee and take the foot, cross it over. Left hand behind the back. So almost like it's in line with the spine, like a kickstand. Lift your right arm. And option one, you wrap around the shin, or you can hook the elbow outside of the thigh. Lengthen the spine. Use your left hand behind you to lift the chest higher, and exhale, turn. Okay, release the twist, cross the legs, and with your hands going over the knees, step back, last down dog. Take those feet almost the distance of your mat. Each exhalation, draw up and in through the navel. And then use the pressure of the hands, pushing the thigh bones back even more. Bring your knees onto the floor. Keep them as wide as the mat if it's possible, toes together, and sit back into a child's pose. So one way You can, rather, a restorative pose to help release any pressure in the back would be like so. But if you had a pillow or a cushion, you could just slide it underneath your belly, giving the front body some support. Take another full breath, relax the low back. If you're continuing on with your own practice, enjoy it. And if you're not, also enjoy what lies ahead. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Namaste.